All right, we live. Welcome back to another episode of Supernova Customs. Today I have a pair of St. Patty's Day Air Force Ones. Um, some years old. I think these might be 10 plus years old, but as you can see, they've gotten a little yellow on the sole area over the years. They've been hiding in the closet, so they haven't got much sunlight. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to repainting the sole of this shoe using this Angelus white acrylic leather paint. I'm not going to do any taping off or anything. I'm just freehand and hopefully I can get the sole of these shoes back white. Hold up. Something is happening. It's not working. Oh yeah, we still live. Oh no, I can't do it live. Hold on. Okay, so the stream is dropping tremendously. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna probably still keep it live, but I'm gonna also record this session so I can chop it up later. So hit the start recording. What up though? It's your main man Supernova. Welcome back to another episode of Supernova Customs. Today we have a pair of St. Patty's Day Air Force Ones. Patent leather all over. I call them P.L.A.F.O.s. And today we're going to be painting the sole of the shoe back white using Angelus white acrylic leather paint. Over the years they've yellowed for sitting in the closet and not absorbing any sunlight. So I'm going to repaint the sole. First things first, we got to clean them. So here we go. All right, so first thing first, we gotta clean them. So we're gonna go ahead and take them to the washroom. And the laptop. Here we go. All right, so in order to clean these joints, nothing major. Just gonna use some Dawn Power Wash. Got my bucket down in here. Better angle. Yeah, here we go. So we're gonna go one shoe at a time. Actually, first let me clean this bucket out. I had a little bit of grease in here. It's the same bucket I wash dishes in. A little bit of grease from the bacon I cooked yesterday, so make sure no grease gets into it. Spray some of this in there. That should be enough, actually. What I'm gonna do now is put a towel over the laptop, so I'll get the laptop right. Sometimes little rags on the laptop. Make sure I get the laptop right. Alright. So basically I don't want to use the same rag. I got the oil with it. Let's go get another rag. So we got a regular rag. It's pretty much gonna wash the shoe off like you would any other shoe. Good old soap and water. That's how we start the process. Try not to splash too much, get the laptop wet. If anyone was curious, I am using MacBook Pro. Got the M3 version for the camera, using the FaceTime HD camera. Just gonna nice little rub down. Alright. So you can see, still yellow. A tad bit cleaner, but I mean, hey, these shoes are years old, so can't expect too much. Alright, so dry it off with this rag. So you can see a little bit better. That John there. I like the bottom. It's like see-through almost. Gum bottom. Alright, so that's one shoe. Go ahead and tackle the next one. And go back down. It's clean. Go ahead and dry it off. Nice and dry. Still yellow. These are some of my favorite shoes, even though you can see he's coming off right here. I don't know if that was glue or bad stitching or what, but you can see it's peeling a little bit. I think these are in very, very good condition to be so old. I want to say these shoes are like 10, 15 years old. But, alright, so little spot cleaning. Now we go into the bigger stuff. Go ahead and take the setup back to where we were. Out of the washroom we go. Excuse me. Alright. A little bit of lightning and thunder in the background. Alright, so let me go get the other shoe. Okay. Alright, so got both shoes clean and dry. The next thing we want to do is use the leather prepare and deglazer. They say most Air Force Ones have what's called a silicone barrier on top of the paint to keep it long lasting. And so this prepare and deglazer would just get rid of that silicone finish, so we can apply the paint into the stick pretty good. And again, I'm not taping these off or anything. We'll just go freehand. I'm using this brush here, pretty wide. I think I can get the majority of the sole with just this brush. And then I'm going to use this angle brush to get, you know, in the little tight places, so I won't get any white on the green. And so I'm gonna have to get another towel for the leather prepare and deglazer. They say you're supposed to use like cotton swabs or like cotton pads or whatever, but I can't seem to find out where I put mine. So I'm gonna just get another white towel. Be right back. Cheers. Let's get started. All right. So a little bit, you can see. First things first. Let's go ahead and apply this leather prepare and deglazer. Fold it. Go ahead and goop. Straight like that. here. Oh look, it's already getting whiter. Noticeably whiter. That's crazy. Just some little rubber dub. Wow. And this actually smells like nail polish remover. That's funny. Try to stay true to the edge and not get anything on the green. It's not gonna be a perfect job. Again, I'm not taping anything off. Really, I'm only washing these to go with this shirt I just got. Got this this white and green Champion half zip joint. It's pretty nice. Seen it at Target. I'm like, yeah. Do I got any white and green in the closet? Yep, sure do. I'll go all the way around with it. I'm hoping it doesn't do anything to the green. You know what? In the title I said we painting the sole. We actually painting the midsole, not the sole of the shoe. The sole of the shoe is on the bottom. This table's actually kind of shaky. Didn't notice until just now. So excuse me if the screen doing a bunch of shaking. I'm trying to do it mid-air. When I chop the video up, I'm gonna probably do double speed on this part or triple speed. Let's go ahead and get some more. I wonder, is this just like acetone or nail polish remover, whatever that's made out of? It smells just like it. Actually, lift my seat up a little bit more. A little bit more leverage. Now, I mentioned I am painting these. I do have an airbrush kit. I've had it for several years. Probably about 5 or 6 years now, and I've never even used it once. As a matter of fact, I bought the airbrush twice by mistake. So I have 2 airbrushes. Neither one of which I've used yet. So shame on me for not using what I got. Alright, so we went all the way around with the deglazer and the prepare. I am actually noticing a slight difference, which is odd, but we're gonna keep it pushing. Let's go to the next shoe. We'll actually flip it inside out for this one, so we can get a fresh coat. All right. I don't know why I just shook this. You actually don't have to shake that. Excuse me. Go ahead and do this one. Try to do it mid-air so I won't be shaking the camera all up. Shaking the laptop on the camera up. Or the camera on the laptop. other side. Let's do our last little dip here. And then I'm gonna actually read the instructions that they give on the bottle because I haven't done this in a long time, so just want to refresh my memory with the steps before I jack something up. Sorry for the screen shake. Alright. Call that a done deal. It's this one now. As you can see, the white on the upper and the midsole does not match. Again, I am noticing a very slight difference, but not good enough. Okay, so let's read the instructions. It says, wet cloth with Angelus deglazer and apply the shoe, removing factory finish. Rotate pad frequently to get best results. Wipe excess from shoes. Allow a few minutes to dry. Apply Angelus leather dye. Then polish with Angelus perfect stain shoe wax, following all directions on those containers. Angelus leather dye is available in over 30 colors. Okay. We're actually not using dye. We're using paint, and I hope that doesn't make a difference, because I do have some dye, and well, I did have some dye. I don't know what happened with it. We also got some Soul Bright from Angelus. These soles, like I said, they're gummy, they're translucent, but they haven't faded at all over the years. They're the same color, so you're not going to be using this today. I do want to use this duller to make sure that when I apply the paint that it doesn't shine. But this paint set is kind of old, and I think this duller is expired because it's all like caked up inside. Like, can you see it? Yikes. It's all caked up, and I thought it was supposed to be like more liquidy. So we're not gonna use that. We're actually gonna put that back in there. I got a little cubby with paint stuff. I also have this little box with a bunch of colors in it. All of this paint is very old, and I hope it doesn't make a difference. This paint is probably just as old as the shoes is. I started painting shoes a long time ago. I never read up. I painted like two or three shoes. I painted like 3 or 4 shoes. I know I did the Wakanda Forces, black and white, the Wakanda Forever joints. I did my navy and silver forces, and then I repainted the midsole on my navy blue and white joints, and I can't remember what else. I think that might be it. I think I painted some boots. I've probably done about 6 or 7 customs with shoes, but it's been a while. I haven't read up on any of the supplies, so. It says give it a few minutes to dry. This is the one we just did, and we're looking at 25 minutes live so far, so had to be a couple minutes. what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go get my heat gun just so I can kick the process up a little bit. So I'll be right back. Alright, so this is my Wagner heat gun. This thing is very, very hot, very, very quickly. Not a toy, it's actually a real gun. So don't try this at home, kids. Alright. And I was hoping that this heat gun didn't do anything to the patent leather. I'm not gonna overdo it, I'm just apply a little layer. Like I said, this thing get really hot really fast. So any moisture that was in that leather preparing the glazer, I'm just trying to get rid of it. Not gonna overdo it at all. I'm not even gonna hold down that one spot because it definitely could melt the patent leather, and I don't want that. I want these shoes to last for another couple of years. Even though I don't wear them often, don't even celebrate St. Patty's Day anymore. But that's neither here nor there. These some fly shoes, and I'm pulling them out Sunday. So that's that. All right, nice and warm. All right, let's go ahead and bust open the white leather acrylic paint. And like I said, I'm gonna be using 2 brushes only, this brush and this angle brush. I'll set these other joints to the side. Those will be for other projects. All right. Let's go ahead. And we're gonna do the dipping method. Sometimes people like to put it in little paint containers, but we're just gonna dip today. You know what? Now that I'm looking at it, I might want to pour this in a container. Yeah. Let me go ahead and pour this in a container. Anything extra we can just pour back in the bottle. As you can see, my paint is kind of goopy. Like I said, it's kind of old, and I know paint technically lasts forever, but you want to make it do what it do today. So I'm apply some heat to it. See if I can get it melt down a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't do anything to this plastic container, because then we're gonna have another problem. Yeah, it's still kind of goofy. Don't want to overdo it. Don't want to start seeing any heat bubbles pop up. But I do want to make sure that the liquidity is substantial enough that it's not, you know, gooping up on the shoes. Oh yeah, it's actually melting the bottle, I can tell. The bottle is deforming. Alright, so we're not going to do too much of that. As you can see, the bottle is kind of deformed now. Let me see, can't even put the top back on. Uh-oh, we got lights blinking. Yeah, I melted the bottom, but that's okay. We're just gonna go ahead and paint. All right. Start from the air. Oh yeah. Man, it's been so long since I've done this. Actually, you should probably be wearing gloves. We're not gonna worry about that right now. I wish I could do this to some music, but that would just make editing that much more challenging. So I guess I could just talk. I don't even think we got anybody in here, and the frames have dropped tremendously, so I'm gonna have to edit this part anyway. If you can tell a little bit difference now. I'm gonna have to pull the lights out. I'm not getting substantial lighting. Seems like this brush can hold a lot. Did one simple dip. It's holding up pretty well. Got some warm weather in Detroit today. Probably about 65 degrees right now. It's pouring rain, but you know, need the rain to grow. From the looks of it, we might be able to pull this off with just one brush. Getting pretty close to the edge without, any worries, which is a good thing. And this brush seems like it can hold a lot of paint. Pretty much went all the way around this far. But it looks like I'm gonna have to dip again because the speckles are getting few and far between on this side. Let's go ahead and dip again. Make sure I'm not pressing the paint against the towel, smudging anything. Taking my time around the edges. I don't want to have to use any removal techniques on the green. And for this part under the airline, I'm definitely going to use that other brush because there's not a lot of space. Or, well, let's see. There This is just the first coat. We're probably gonna have to do 2 or 3 just to be on the safe side. Take my time around these edges. I'm gonna take my time with this one. Time. Shout out to Benji. Now, what I'm doing here is we're gonna call it micro dabbing, because I'm only getting a little piece every time I touch down. And technically, I don't know if that's the best idea for painting, because you know, once you keep applying to one spot, it starts coagulating, and we don't want any coagulation. We want a smooth finish. We want each layer to be pretty much equal. We don't want, you know, one layer heavy and the next layer light. But at the same time, I do want to make sure that, you know, the yellow doesn't seep through. So pretty much just got to play it by eye. And if you experienced, you probably, you know, won't even dab as much as I am right now, because I can feel the brush getting thick from the paint actually drying up. I'll put the top on that one. I don't think about it. I can feel it getting thick from the paint drying up, so I don't want to do too many dabs, but I do want to get as close as possible without touching. Doing a decent job. I do want to see how the angle brush does. How we looking? Get some of this excess paint off the brush. Oh, got a little bit on the sole. Quick wipe. Quick wipe, quick work. Now that I'm doing this, I kind of feel like I should have been doing this a long time ago, because it's low-key kind of therapeutic. As of recently, I've been watching a lot of YouTube. You know, just for lack of a better word, engulfing myself into, you know, other creators' creativity, because it take a lot to make a YouTube video. Like, especially a good one. One that's gonna keep people's retention. One that's, you know, long lasting, more than one watch. It takes a lot. Especially in this day and age, because, you know, a lot more people are being, oh, it's not getting no paint there. Seems like a lot more people are being a lot more creative than they were in the past. I don't want to get no paint right there. Hold on. Hold up. Pretty decent. I'm wondering, should I switch brushes on this part, because it gets really thin. Let me slow down. switch brushes. So I'm gonna wet this one just so it won't sit there and dry while we use the other one, and then I'm gonna go in with the other one. Excuse me. Oh wow. Okay. I'm actually not too pleased. I think I should wash this off. I'm gonna go ahead and wash this off before I continue. Not too confident on how that made me feel. So I'm not gonna wash it just yet, but put it in a cup of soapy water so it won't dry up on me. Keep that far away from anything else. All right, let's start using this angle brush and continue. Look a lot better already. Okay, so let's put the paint over here. I'm gonna go ahead and do this like that. Actually, let's move the computer over here. This water over here, so we can get a good look on how I'm doing this. Uh-oh. No white on the green, please. Just being as careful as I can be without taking too long. Any painter knows there's not going to be a time where you don't get paint on somewhere you didn't originally want it. But seeing as this is not my profession, well, I mean, it's part of my profession. let's say it's not my expertise. Part of my profession, not part of my expertise. Little tiny bit of paint on green again. I'll get that with my finger in just a second. Just want to do this part real quick. I mean, it's so minuscule you can barely see it, but I can. I'm gonna go ahead and get that off. And I actually got a part of that. Yeah, so it's looking nice already. Nicer, should I say. Oop. And this is one thing about painting, because you naturally get like fatigued just from doing, you know, similar strokes and similar movements over and over again. So it kind of like naturally over time your focus kind of drops, because you kind of get used to the movements, muscle memory, I'm guessing. But I do want to make sure that I'm going at a speed where I won't have to stop and clean up, because that just slows down the overall progress. Probably should get an even smaller brush for this part. It's got a good angle to it, but still kind of wide. Trying to figure out the best way to, because the paint is, it's on a brush, but it's not at the bottom, at the tip where I need it to be. A little bit of white on the green, but barely noticeable. I'll go upside down in this part. Ah, okay. Oh goodness. All right, so I got a couple. Oh, three little slits on the green doing this part right here. Gotta be more careful. Oh gosh. Okay. All right. Wow. let me pause. Got some little streaks to clean off. Let's get this here. And I mean, this one right here too, I guess. Yeah. This one here. See, the only thing about cleaning off is you potentially take away from the midsole that you did as well. And let me get this little back part right here. Damn, am I getting farsighted? When I bring it close to my face, it gets blurry. Never had problems with my vision until just recently. Not to say it's a problem, it's a noticeable difference. When I bring things really close to my face, they start getting blurry. Dip, dip, dip. I think I might be satisfied with maybe 2 coats. I'll get a little bit on the green right here. Don't get too much of that. Last dip for this first coat. Then we're gonna start with the other shoe. Trying not to get any coagulation underneath this strip here. Very tight space. Okay. Got a little bit on the green. Take that off. Oops. Oh. Over that again. Random fact I notice about myself is when I'm focused, I tend to hold my breath. Like when I'm focused on one action or move that I'm making, I hold my breath. I don't know why. I just noticed that as I was doing that. Let's go around a little bit more. This bottom edge. I feel like I'm Bob Ross right now. Like the happy little trees, happy little bushes. Put a nice log cabin here. Look at that. All right. Let's see if I can. Yeah. Smooth it along. Oh, I got this line to do up here. After I do this line up here, I'm consider this a dub for the first coat. Luckily, this is white on white, so if I do happen to go across the edge, it won't show much. And the patent leather is actually starting to unravel around here. Unravel. Just a sign of age. Nothing too much I can do about it. However, there are people who completely redo shoes at this point. Like, I'm talking head to toe. Well, sew the lining. They completely clean the shoe, redo it, reupholster it. Not looking for that level of commitment with this particular project. However, I do have a couple shoes that could use that type of treatment. Let's see, I gotta do a little bit at the bottom here too. Now we're back in the green area, so I'm gonna take my time. Make sure I get as close to the edge as possible without going over it. Tiny little microscopic dibble dabble. I'll take it there. Not gonna worry about it. At the bottom right here. Yikes. Alright. I'll call that W for my first layer. Just a little bit. I mean, that's so minuscule. I'm not gonna mess with that right there. So trying to remove paint, got more paint on there. Right here. Actually go to my center point. Baby up there tripping. All right. Boom. So we an hour in. We got the first coat. I wonder if I just immediately go to the next shoe before that dries up. How we looking? I think I need to turn this These lights on. Night and day difference. So this one is painted, this one is not. Yeah, I'm loving that already. I'm loving that already. I think one more coating should be good. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's crazy. I mean, actually, one coat looks, from a distance, look pretty decent. One coat does look pretty decent. I mean, the back is kind of clogged up, but shoot. All right, let's keep going with this paintbrush. Straight into the next shoe. What time is it? 12:42. Okay. See if I just do the edge. If I can edge with this one. And then use the wider one to get more of the wider spots. I might be good with that. Yep. Oh gosh. Wait a minute, motherfucker. Let's see. Well, it looks like that's on there permanently. Let's see if I can. It's a little wet real quick. Let's see if that'll help. Just a little bit of moisture. Nope, didn't work. Okay, well, I think that's just on there now. That's okay. Teeny tiny little mistake. It happens. Now where should I go? Keep going this way. Off here. I don't want it to be too chunky. There's a new dip. I'm hearing some raindrops drip outside. And it's actually syncing with my circadian rhythm. That's pretty cool. Okay. I went a quarter way around. Ooh. Come on, don't do me like that. There we go. So let's access off here. I think I need a top down light instead of being like up above my head and over me or behind me. I might put the lights out for the second coat. So here the green is actually lifting up. Which is better for me painting wise, but showing some aging signs or displaying aging on the actual shoe. But again, I said these shoes are years and years old. Like, I actually want to look up how old or when these came out. No, they gotta be at least 10 years old. Another dip. I'm glad I did put it in a container because the bottle itself was not giving me a lot. It's real sticky in there. I can feel myself getting better just doing this over and over again. That's funny. If I should go ahead and do a dip now, I'll just thug it out. Yeah, let's go ahead and dip. Just a small dip. Just a little bit of discoloration on the patent leather, so I'm gonna paint over that just a little bit too. I did the top. I think I did pretty good on the top, all the way around the top edge. I want to go back and try to hit some of the bottom. Uh-oh. What did I just do there? Get a little dip and soap. Just scraped across this part. I didn't mean to. Dab. Okay. I like that top layer. Let's go. I mean, I guess I could just stick with this brush from now on. Cause, man, pull it out again. Ain't no use of going back to the water brush. Uh-oh. Like I got a sound effect for every time I mess up. All right. Barely noticeable. Like if I wasn't doing this, I wouldn't have been able to see those mistakes I just made. Unless you like thoroughly look over it. For a commission, I would definitely be doing what I'm doing right now. Every little mistake, go over it real quick before it settles. This is really just to bring these boys out one good time, to be honest. And probably throw them back in the closet because I don't have a lot of green. And again, I don't celebrate St. Patty's Day anymore. Um, so it's not like I would be breaking these out every year on St. Patty's Day. I don't wear green that much anymore. And they just been sitting. Got a lot of black. Always wore a lot of white. I'm getting into wearing a little more red. I don't have a lot of red. What the heck is going on outside? We're hearing all type of sirens. I mean, it's a little off right there, but I'm gonna leave it. One thing about painting shoes is you can spend a lot of time trying to make things perfect. But I feel like the only way it's gonna be perfect if you separate each part and paint them separately and then put them back together again. Other than that, you're gonna have a couple mistakes. So that's a little dip right here. Gonna have a couple mistakes, and that's okay. Happy mistakes, like Bob Ross say. Oh, that's a good happy mistake right there. The best way to attack this probably would be this way. Ooh. fix that real quick. Okay. What do we think, guys? Aim it up a little bit more. I got both here. I'm rocking with it. Could did a little better on the front, but we're gonna say that one. Well, let me see. Best way to attack this is probably like this. All right. I'll say that's pretty decent for the first layer. Okay, an hour and 30 minutes. Got a first layer on the bottom of both of these, but they don't look yellow anymore. Like there are spots you can clearly see that need a little bit of touch up, but I mean, for the most part, them joints is white. Them joints is white. Trying to get this real quick. Yeah, I'm satisfied with that. Okay, so we're gonna let those two dry. Put this in here. And I wonder if I should. Pour this back in the white. Or should I keep it in here? I mean, it's kind of close. We're gonna keep this white in that container there. If we need some more, we'll do our thing with it. But as far as that first round, I'm gonna call that a dub. Gonna take a little breaky break. A little smoky break. And we're gonna come back and get into the next layer. I think after that layer we'll be good. It's not like I'm trying to win a fashion show or nothing. I'm not trying to have the best looking shoes. I mean, I do want to have some cool shoes for this event we're doing, but I don't have to have the best looking shoes in the building. They are already years and years and years old, which is, probably look better than half the shoes. If anybody, has half the, or anybody has shoes from the same year as this, they probably look better than that. I barely wear these joints. Even when I was wearing them a lot, I wasn't wearing them a lot. Probably only wore them like 10, 15 times. All right, that's the first part of it. We're gonna come to the next part. I don't know, probably around 4 o'clock. It's 1 o'clock now. Well, no, because I gotta go get the kids. I could low-key do this junk in the car, to be honest. I don't know, but I'm gonna end the stream here.